Let's do it.
So you and I watched this on Friday, and you watched it today. Yeah,
I
fair
did. I
play.
watched it today.
Yeah, so I jumped in it. I wasn't looking forward to it because it had such bad reviews. Yeah, really, people, not terrible, terrible, but most people it's been negative. I haven't.
Sometimes the reviews that I've been reading of Death of a Unicorn, sometimes they're worse because people are just like, I just didn't really care.
Well, that's the thing. So the plot is pretty straightforward. Paul Rudd and his daughter Jenna Ortega are driving to their boss's house. It's like a retreat. Like he's got to sign the contract for his boss, that played by Richard E. Grant. And on route, he hits what they think is like a deer or something. When they investigate it, it is a unicorn. Um, and they chuck it in the back because it's illegal to run over animals in that sort of state wherever they are because the signs up. And then it's still alive and it kind of cures arachne, and then it cures. I'm not spoiling this in the trailer, and it cures Richard E. Grant's cancer, and they realise they can exploit this unicorn to sort of cure rich people because there's limited resources because there's only one unicorn. They can't replicate it with science. But then the mother of the unicorn, the injured unicorn, comes for a little child or whatever, and all hell breaks loose, and it's a nasty unicorn. But yeah, I thought this was okay. I don't think it was shit. Wish it was shitter so I could shit on it. I wish it was better so I could love it. It was the true meaning of a 3 star for me.
Yeah, and I hate to agree with you because this was one of my most anticipated movies of the year. And I'm not saying that I didn't have fun with this one. Both me and my girlfriend left cinema and we both were like, you know what? That was a solid movie.
Yeah,
And like you, Jenks, I would give it a very solid 3 stars. The problem with this one, and I'll compare it to Cocaine Bear because it's got a similar sort of premise in
yeah,
terms of wackiness and comedy. I think the guy who wrote Cocaine Bear directed this, if I'm correct.
right.
But the problem Cocaine Bear had was they spent too much time with the humans who we didn't really care about. And this
Yeah,
one fell into that similar trap. I didn't care about any of the humans. I love Paul Rudd. It was nice seeing Paul Rudd in this type of movie. Jenna Ortega as well. She's become a
yeah,
great star. But Paul Rudd is a bit spineless in there. He only cares about pleasing these horrible people. Like,
yeah,
let's be honest, they're a horrible family who only care about the rich.
yeah.
And they're this really high-end family with a bratty child played by the eyebrow kid.
Poulter.
Will Poulter.
Yeah,
They're a horrible family, and then Paul Rudd's just a bit spineless. Jenna Ortega, she's the best thing in it. She's kind of always been on the unicorn side. Early on in the film, she has this sort of connection with the unicorn. So yeah, we spend a lot of time with these characters. I didn't care for any of them, and obviously, guys, people start dying, and when they died, I didn't care.
yeah,
But the deaths were friggin' awesome. There is
yeah.
some great deaths in this one, and I heard a lot about how bad the CGI was in this. I didn't see it. I thought the unicorns were more than serviceable. Not the best practical effects I've seen, but very good compared to other movies, and considering it's a lower
Yeah.
scale budget compared to bigger movies. And the kills were great. There's some really good kills. They look great. They're done well. And the biggest problem of all, Jenks, it wasn't funny enough.
Well, that's exactly what I was going to say. I was walking home on Friday and I was thinking, what didn't I like about it? And I think, do you know what it is? It's not funny enough to be a comedy horror, and it's not
Yeah,
horrifying enough to be a horror. It was just something. It's kind of didn't pay off either end. Like
yeah,
with Shaun of the Dead, it's very funny, and it has horrifying moments. But even if it didn't have horrifying moments, like the mother coming back and Shaun of the Dead, it wouldn't matter. It's just okay. It's a comedy horror. We don't need
yeah,
it to
yeah,
be
yeah.
scary. This wasn't funny at all. I didn't laugh once. I don't think I even smiled. It was clearly like a light-hearted movie with quirky characters.
Yeah.
Part of my problem as well was that I know you're going to disagree, but I was rooting for Paul Rudd. I thought she was being a fucking brat at the start. Like he was trying to get this deal down, and he said like, "I need this deal because we don't have to worry about money because they've lost the wife. He's lost his wife and her mother." And she kept on almost sabotaging it early on. And you're thinking, oh, fucking shut up. Let him fucking sign the contract.
I agree with you to a point, right? At a certain point in the film, I'm with you, right?
Yeah.
I was the exact same. Just shut your mouth. He's just about to become, let's say, partly wealthy. If he signs this deal with this company, they're going to make him a partner, and his life's going to change. He's going to have a great job. He's going to be earning loads of money, right?
Yeah.
So there's a part of the movie where I'm like, right, just shut your mouth. Whatever's happened, forget about it. Let him get through this day, smile at the table, eat your food and go, right? But then once things started going sideways and he needed to be on his daughter's side and protect his daughter, and then when the wealthy family show their true side and how selfish and self-absorbed they are, he continues to go on this tirade of defending them and running with them. Yeah. There's a bit where they go out into the woods on a hunt and she's like, please, Dad, do not do this. We know that the families have come for them now. We're all going to die.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I need to please this family. I need to make sure I can get this deal done. And leaves his daughter on her own in the house to go off into the woods with his family. And then I was like, what a spineless git, like.
So this is a non-spoiler review. So it gives healing properties. It's kind of explained that in the trailer, because Richard E. Grant has got cancer, and then he says it cures the cancer. But so she has the first taste that it can cure her acne. And it was trying to make out like she had this disfigurement. She had a few spots on her cheek. I was like, it's gone. It's like, yeah, they had about 4 spots like on his cheek. Yeah. And they even like, as if like she had a birthmark, a big something it was so mild.
She goes, like, oh, my acne, that's not acne, right?
Yeah.
You're probably around the age where you're going to start getting a couple of spots. And she had 2 spots on each cheek.
Yeah.
I wish I had that many when I was a teenager. Yeah, let me tell you. I had acne. So that hurt, Jenks,
I know people who've had like horrifying acne, like who has to have medication and they're left with scars. That is horrifying. She's got a tiny little breakout on the cheek.
Yeah.
It's like, it's gone. It's like, who cares? And they also as well, like, what I found is that they kind of believed, I know it's a quirky city comedy, but they kind of believed that it could cure her acne really quickly. Like, it's gone. Oh my God, can this cure my cancer as well? It's like, I think you jumped to that point way too quick.
Well, they have got scientists there, Jenks, who go into overload by testing these properties, right? So, let's not get ahead of ourselves and rinse too hard. Yeah. They did have like top flight.
Yeah, but that was before.
They're part of, and they're quite clued up in the medical world. I mean, that's their business, like.
I found as well, for me, the deaths were very repetitive. It was just horn through the belly. I think that happened a few times.
No, I didn't. I liked the deaths. The deaths were great. The best line in the movie. Now there is one line. I'll keep calling him the eyebrow kid. I don't care, right?
Yeah.
I know his name. There is one bit where I laughed out loud, and it's Will Poulter, the eyebrow kid. He goes off because he's sad. And all the electric in the house goes off and he comes running back in and he's like, what's going on? I'm trying to grieve. It's just like, as if someone's like disturbed his grieving.
I think the only time I had a slight, well, not a chuckle, but I found it entertaining was when he makes a line of, of a shred, like sort of shaved off, a unicorn horn. Yeah. And he does it so quick. And I got to say, it was funny doing that, but at the same time, we didn't really see the results. It just was implied that it got him high.
We do. He becomes super intelligent.
Did he?
Yes.
I can't remember. Do you know, I was a little bit dozy. I fell asleep a little bit.
He's saying things, and his mother's like, you don't know that. And he's like, I do. My brain's changed. I've got powers now. Like, I'm smart now.
Do you know what? He becomes
really intelligent.
There was a point in the film that I was dozing off a little bit, and I had to do the old cinema thing of sitting up straight, and shaking it off. And I think it was around that time.
Let's stop the review, right? Because you've just lost all credibility on reviewing this movie, right?
No, the film's lost credibility. I just said I fell asleep.
what I'll say, right, is if there's anyone in the chat that wants to watch it and hasn't watched it yet, I do recommend it, and I would still recommend you go watch this one in cinema. It is an extremely fun flick. The problems I've got with it are quite small in the grand scheme of things. They're just problems that I had with it that I would say dropped a few stars for me. But if you like your cheesy movies, if you like monster movies, it's perfect for that.
Yeah.
The problem with it is that they've got a big cast and you expect more from it. I think that's the biggest problem. But I'll watch it again when it comes out on physical media. I'll buy it. Definitely be one I'm willing to watch again. I quite enjoyed it. I give it a solid 3 stars. So I recommend this one any day.
I would recommend it, but maybe wait for streaming. I wouldn't waste your money on this personally. I think the concept is good. I think it's a slightly poor execution. Like I said earlier, I think it's not funny enough to be a comedy horror, and it's not scary at all. There's nothing. Everybody who ever gets picked off, I won't give you spoilers. Everybody who dies, no, I don't give a shit about anybody.
No, I know. Yeah, that's the problem I had.
Yeah, and they're all horrible.